Hello, my name is Eva, and I read The Bonessitter's Daughter by Amy Tan, published in 2001. And the elements from Foster's book that are present that I chose to talk about are violence, disease, and symbolism. An example of violence is suicide, which is an example of character violence. And character violence is harm that characters inflict on each other or themselves. This violence exists to help characters' traits and relationships develop. Suicide occurs across 3 generations of characters, showing how trauma is passed down and how self-harming behaviors can be inherited. Luling attempts to kill herself by jumping out of a window after reading that her daughter wishes death upon her in her diary. This serves as a bridge for their mother-daughter relationship. Obviously, the relationship struggles and is not loving in a typical way, but it is revealed that Ruth does not actually want her mother dead, which allows for more love to enter the relationship. Foster claims that violence is never simply just placed in the story, but always has a deeper meaning. Another example of violence is Precious Auntie attempting suicide when her father is killed by trying to burn herself, but instead losing her voice and being silenced, which brings adversities in her life later on. Her terrible grief represents a moment in which she confronts what it's meant to be a woman. She'd rather die than live with the powerlessness of being a female in that culture at that time. Later, Precious Auntie commits suicide when her daughter betrays her and she feels like she cannot live bearing this knowledge. This shows just how much she longs to be loved and truly seen. Despite killing herself, she portrayed resilience and strength and overcame a lot. Another Fosterian element present in the book is disease. Foster claims that disease should never be pictured as just gross, or the person suffering the disease should never just be pictured as gross or dead, and that they should be rendered in a compelling way. Alzheimer's is a disease present, which connects Ruth and her mom. Luling is diagnosed with Alzheimer's and becomes dependent on Ruth and is unable to take care of herself and shows vulnerability through this. Alzheimer's is a slow disease that kills a person's memory and takes away from their personality. Ruth watches her mother's mind die before her body. This disease brings Ruth and Luling closer together and helps Ruth understand her mother's past and her life story. Another disease present is depression. Luling and Ruth are both depressed and face many challenges in their lives. They both crave togetherness, being understood, and happiness, but struggle to get it, and their difficult mother-daughter relationship makes it even harder to obtain. Their relationship is a source of their depression, but it's also a source of their healing. Their depression shows how they all have a longing for happiness and understanding, and how that is the importance of life, and without those things, life can be taken away, which is shown in the suicides and suicide attempts. Another element present is symbolism. These symbols are unique to the story. For example, the pearl necklace symbolizes a lack of truth and transparency in their relationship between Ruth and Luling. Ruth buys a cheap necklace of fake pearls as a gift for her mother, but is embarrassed when Luling mistakenly believes the necklace to be valuable. Ruth has never told her mother the truth and is tormented by shame and embarrassment because of the falsehood. Another which symbolizes years of silence and dishonesty and shame, which leads to shame. Another symbol is Auntie's scars. Precious Auntie's scars symbolize the secret she kept and the shame she feels about the tragedy she believes she caused. Although she was once a beautiful woman, her suicide attempt leaves Precious Auntie grotesquely scarred and unable to speak, which changes her whole identity, and she loses connection to a previous life that she had. Overall, The Bonessitter's Daughter shows the complexities between mother and daughter relationships, depression, and mental health, and what a life full of violence can do to you, and how to overcome it, and how it can ruin lives and relationships, but also bring them closer together. The book truly captures just how fragile life is. Ruth and Luling overcame so much, but also lost so much.